It's simple and plain. That's why I play the game. To be the best, you have to win. And that's what drives me.
He's the best player in the game. It's just that simple.
Several people have been arrested in what authorities say is the largest jewelry heist in U.S. history. KTLA's Omar Lewis live now in Westwood with the details. Omar, good morning.
Good morning, Jessica. We know that this group of 7 suspects is accused of pulling off a meticulously planned heist that totaled about $100 million worth of stolen jewelry.
I'm sorry, I had to pause you. Why you just didn't cut that shit off the top of your head? I'm sorry. Just cut that shit off the top of your head, brother.
2 of the suspects faced a federal court judge here yesterday. We can tell you prosecutors say this group followed a Brinks truck for about 300 miles before striking at a Grapevine truck stop. Now, if convicted, this group of 7 suspects could spend decades behind bars.
We had a lock on here.
You got a lock on here, yep.
And it's gone. So I don't even know where the lock is. I'm kind of looking around for it. Nothing to be found.
Okay.
This is body cam footage from police immediately after that theft, according to federal prosecutors.
Damn, and they still merch on the damn truck, so they ain't take everything. It was more than 100 mil.
It all began in July of 2022. 7 men allegedly began tailing a Brinks semi-truck, leaving an international jewelry show in San Mateo. That truck was carrying 73 bags of gold, diamonds, rubies, and watches. In the early hours of July 11th, it stopped at a Flying J truck stop in Lebec. While one guard was asleep and the driver was eating at the truck stop, authorities say that's when the suspects made their move, cutting the lock and stealing 24 bags of merchandise valued at up to $100 million.
It's a staggering amount of gold, diamonds, and luxury watches. The sheer volume of these large footlockers would fill more than a cargo van. I just can't understand how they could get away with so much merchandise.
Sorry if you're going to be in it for a second.
The indictment now names all 7 suspects, including Carlos Mestanza of Pasadena, Giselle Padilla, already serving time in Arizona, and Victor Hugo Valencia of Rampart Village. Prosecutors say they used burner phones, false names, and carefully timed getaways to avoid being captured. In the months before the heist, this same crew allegedly hit other cargo shipments, stealing Samsung electronics and Apple AirTags across San Bernardino County. Some stolen watches and cash from the July 2022 case were recovered just this week, but much of the jewelry is still missing. The victim.
Ooh. So just think about that. I don't know how many years they're going to give them, but they probably get 5 or 6 years, depending. That's a lot of jewelry, though. That's a lot of jewelry. I wonder how much time they're going to give them. That's crazy work. So you know that money and jewelry still out here somewhere. You know they sold some of the jewelry, and majority of it is still out here.
14 jewelers in total, mostly from LA, telling the LA Times the losses were devastated. Some even left the business. All 7 men now face federal charges, including theft from an interstate shipment and conspiracy to commit robbery. If convicted, several of these suspects could face up to 20 years in federal prison. The FBI says more search warrants could be on the way.
I'm sorry, I was way off. Damn. 20 years.
They work to recover the rest of this $100 million haul. That is the latest here live in Westwood this morning. I'm Omar Lewis. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
That's a lot of goddamn.
You might know Harbor Freight for affordable.
$100 million. So I take that 5 to 6 years back. Shit, they gonna have to do at least 15, 10 to 15. They gonna have to do 10 to 15 of that 20 for real. That's crazy work though. $100 million. So they got armed drivers that drive these cargo ships. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was armed drivers. That looked like Allied security or something, but they out there slacking. They sleeping on the job and shit. He in there eating his meal or whatever. You can't tell him he can't eat though, but it's just like, damn, brother. You supposed to be on point with all that jewelry up in there. They thought it was just a regular old trip. Nah. You got some of them that was paying attention and watching. But they get down out there in California. They don't play. In California, they ain't hitting no petty ass coffee shops trying to steal the cash at the register or steal the ATM. No, they going for the big things. They going for that expensive shit. They going for the jewelry and electronics. They ain't looking for no mom and pop store. Like, nah. But nah, that's crazy work. Let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section. Man. Like this video. Let's get this video to like 500 likes. But it's crazy work that they was able to pull that off. $100 million in jewelry. That's crazy work.